Hello, I'm your host, Talking Face, and this could be news. Like always, I'm going to try to keep this video under 10 minutes, so please bear with me, people. Since we just have to do it, I thought it was going to be over with that last video, but apparently this Iran situation is not going to give in. At least when it comes to mainstream media and their narrative they're trying to spin. I think Ben Shapiro kind of summarized best how I really feel when it comes to the decisions that Trump makes versus the decision that Obama made.
When it comes to issues of foreign policy, the media just become the DNC. They merge. And the media, which sometimes tries to hide it a little bit, it just ends immediately. Anything Democrats do on foreign policy is good. Anything Republicans do is bad. War in Iraq, very, very bad, pursued by a Republican. Pullout from Iraq precipitously, leading to the rise of ISIS, good. War with regard to Afghanistan, very bad when a Republican pursues it. When pursued by Barack Obama, very good. Hitting Soleimani, very bad. Drone war for years by Barack Obama, very good. A war in Libya, very, very good, because pursued by Barack Obama. Killing of Muammar Gaddafi, very good. Burning of U.S. Embassy in Benghazi, not that big a deal. Burning of U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, very big deal when it's under Trump. I mean, the media just become a mouthpiece for whichever Democrats are in power. That's all that happens here. Again, this is a false narrative.
I have to agree with Ben Shapiro. Now, in the previous video, I spoke a little bit on the mysterious crash landing of the Ukraine International Flight 752 that was leaving Tehran, Iran. Now, before they didn't know what happened, but here is an update. The plane was shot down by Iranians, even though they did deny it at first. But they said that a couple of people made a mistake, and those people were recently arrested. It was extremely tragic that people on this passenger flight had to lose their lives because of someone's mistake. On the flight were Canadians, Iranians, and people from other countries. Now, this made the people of Iran a little bit more upset than usual towards their regime. Now, the mainstream media has been painting the Iranian government as a civil government, has good governmental officials, and is for the people, showing protests that showed the Iranian people upset about the killing of Soleimani. Those protests were staged by the government. But these new protests, in lieu of the situation with the flight that was shot down by the government of Iran, they are very upset. They're wanting a change in their regime. These people want America's help. Speaker Nancy Pelosi had something to say about it.
We're seeing now demonstrations in the streets of Iran against the regime. Do you support those protesters, and would it be a good thing if they brought the regime down?
Well, the protesters are protesting, as I understand it, this brand of protesters, about the fact that that plane went down, and many students were on that plane, and these are largely students in the street. I think the Iranians should have not had commercial flights going off when there was.
They're calling out the regime for lying. They're saying death to Khamenei as well.
No, well, whatever it is. But the fact is this: there were protesters in the streets before against the regime. After the taking out of Soleimani, there were protesters in the street joined together, as you know, against us. That wasn't good. Taking down this plane is a terrible, terrible tragedy. And they should be held accountable for letting commercial flights go at a time that was so dangerous. But there are different reasons why people are in the street. Of course.
Now, a couple of things that I got from that was she was a little dismissive because when explained to her why the people were upset and protesting, she said whatever. She actually said whatever. And then she had to bring it back around to the decision that President Trump made to take out Soleimani and say the protesters were initially angry about that at first because everybody hates America. Now, other stories show that the Iranian people that are protesting are refusing to trample on the United States flag and the Israeli flag. These people have made their choice, but the mainstream media refuses to blast that message out there. Because if it does, it will solidify that Trump got his win in this situation, which is a major win, because his second terrorist killed in his first term. This other story I just thought was kind of funny because it's about the Democratic Party. Come to find out that the Democratic Party is upset. I know you're like, they're always upset, but no, they're upset because of racism. And I know you're like, well, they're always upset about racism because everything is racist nowadays. But no, it's not that. They're upset because of racism between the Democratic candidates in this new debate, January 2020, in Iowa, because they're all white. You might think, okay, so what? They're white. But apparently, it's wrong. News article from USA Today writes, what does it say about Democrats when all 6 candidates in the Iowa debate are white? Is this the Democratic Party's idea of diversity and inclusivity? Vox News, quotations on news, says in their article, the January Democratic debate, like the slate of Oscar nominees, will be very, very white. This time around, there won't be a single candidate of color on stage. I just want to read some more of this Vox article. January's debate stage, much like this year's slate of Oscar nominees, is going to be very, very white. In fact, it will be the first debate without a single person of color on stage. The implications of this change are significant. It can mean that both the debate stage and the 2020 field writ large won't be able to offer the diversity of perspectives on policy issues of past months. And if past debates are any indication, it could also lead to some candidates skirting questions about race altogether, because we know race is a big thing. But it kind of shows how closed-minded that the Democratic Party and leftists in general and SJWs are to believe that just because you're the same color, that you have the same thought process. People think different. That's just the truth of the matter. People of the same race also think different. That's why people can belong to different religions in the same race. I mean, even identical twins have different personalities and thought processes. So I don't understand why this can't apply to the Democratic candidates that y'all voted for. The people voted for. So apparently these people believe that it was diverse enough and these people could speak for them. I just don't know why y'all couldn't think that these people may be able to have different perspectives. It's just very odd to me. Democrats, as always, eating their own. You're never woke enough. And finally, this last story. On Lizzo. Celebrity trainer Jillian Michaels had this to say on Lizzo.
Like Lizzo or Ashley Graham who are really preaching self-acceptance.
I love her music.
Yeah.
100%. I don't know anything about her. I'm sure she's a cool, awesome chick.
Yeah, and I love that they're putting images out there that we normally don't get to see, of bodies that we don't get to see being celebrated. And
But why are we celebrating her body? Why does it matter? That's what I'm saying. Like, why aren't we celebrating her music? Because it isn't going to be awesome if she gets diabetes.
well, I want to ask you.
I'm just being honest. Like, I love her music, but there's never a moment where I'm like, and I'm so glad that she's overweight.
This clip caused an uproar. Article star coming out saying that Jillian Michaels, the celebrity fitness trainer whose job is to help people get better physically and mentally, articles come out saying that Jillian Michaels is being criticized for body shaming Lizzo. What? How is she body shaming? Even that small clip wasn't shameful. She was just telling the truth. Let's hear what else she had to say on this.
Or they could fat shame and they could exclude people and they could make people feel less than in all forms of media. And we should always be inclusive. But you cannot glorify obesity. It's dangerous. It kills people. It's the #1 cause of bankruptcy in our country. So there's a middle ground here. Now it's like, oh, that woman is 250 pounds. Good for her. And it's like, it shouldn't be one way or the other. It's really no one's business to comment.
There are no lies in what she said. People die from being overweight every day. It is like the leading cause for death in the black community. I just don't understand. And then after she made these comments, Lizzo had to clap back with classiness and etiquette and grace and style and dignity. as she always does.
If my name is in your mouth, so is my bitch.
I mean, really, it just throws me off. I can't even comment on that, but it kind of just throws me off that overweight celebrities always push this heavy lifestyle. When we've seen in the past that if they continue to do that, they end up dying, or they choose to stop doing that out the blue, go into hiding, and then next thing you know, they come out looking like this. I just want people to stop pushing a heavy lifestyle on people. It's not healthy. You wouldn't tell people who enjoyed doing heroin to keep doing heroin. No, because it's unhealthy and they could die. But anyway, people, what do y'all think? And like always, I want to stress, doing your own research. Continue learning.
Thank you for staying to the end of the video. If you can, please like, share, subscribe to our page, For Your Family Studios with an S, and also tell your friends about us. And if you have the time, please go to our Facebook and Instagram pages as well. Same name, For Your Family Studios.